Hello everyone, this is Weston's Weather Eyes with another video forecast. In today's video, we break down the upcoming severe weather that is going to be coming to the plains over the course of the next 3 days. Starting off with today's outlook, you can tell we do actually have a small marginal risk that has been added over here to the east coast for some damaging winds and some large hail. You can tell that we do actually have a large marginal threat surrounding that, with a slight risk in there. And like we had stated yesterday in our video, an enhanced risk of severe weather was put out across that area I said to be aware for damaging winds, large hail, and even a few strong tornadoes being possible. As you can tell, we do have a 10% hatch tornado risk in play today, back in parts of North Texas into the Arklatex region. But as you can tell, even this 5% risk, we are watching for the chance of a few tornadoes. And we even can't rule it out anywhere in this green 2% risk that you may see a isolated tornado. But highest potential is back there in parts of North Texas. Severe wind outlook, like we'd said, a 30% non-hatched risk was possible, and they did add it. And you can also tell that we do on the East Coast have a 5% wind risk. And we do actually have a 30 and 15% hatched hail threat for some hailstones that could be up to 2 inches or greater in diameter. Moving on to Thursday, you can tell we do have another large risk of severe weather extending back from parts of extreme northwestern and western New York, all the way back into parts of central Texas. And we do actually have a marginal risk that is extremely large surrounding that. Damaging winds, large hail, and a tornado or two are going to be possible tomorrow, mainly in places like Kentucky, Arkansas, Tennessee, Louisiana, and Alabama, along with parts of Mississippi. As you can tell here, we do have a 2% tornado risk in play for tomorrow. And I would not be surprised if we do get a bit more extension across this area. We may even add a small 5% risk across that area. I do feel there is going to be the threat for a few tornadoes. You can tell we do have a severe wind outlook that is a 15% non-hatched risk, along with a severe hail outlook that is actually on the lower side, but we do actually have a 15% hatched risk back here in portions of central and eastern Texas. This is yet again the chance for some hailstones that may be around 2 inches in diameter to maybe even a bit larger. Now moving on to the day 3 outlook, it does not stop there. We do have yet again another marginal risk of severe weather back in portions of southern Oklahoma, back through portions of central and southern Texas. A slight risk is not entirely ruled out across this area for Friday, as excessive rainfall is also a big thing we are watching. Here we are. If we go ahead and move on to the HRRR, you can tell rain on top of rain in portions of Oklahoma and Texas. And as you can tell, we are going to get a line of severe storms today. And it does look to be pretty rowdy, I do have to say. And it looks like peak intensity is going to be this afternoon, with tons of rain falling even outside of this greatest severe threat. But we are watching all across this line for a damaging wind and even a embedded tornado threat with any storms that do get out ahead of this line, watching if any of these prefrontals fire up. But we are watching to get any kinks in our line that could produce some rotation and maybe even drop a tornado or two. Moving on to the HRRR for surface-based Cape, you can tell that we are going to have this surge of instability. And it is going to bring that threat of severe weather, some damaging winds, large hail, and even a few tornadoes being possible. And even if we go and look at that significant tornado parameter, we are going to tell that the numbers do climb a bit this afternoon. So the main area I'm watching for that tornado threat is going to be across this area that I'm going to highlight. It's lagging a little bit. Sorry about that. But this would be my area to watch for tornadoes. Greatest tornado threat I feel is across that area. Next outlook is in 30 minutes. No, it comes out right now. So I will post a short if something big changes. And we may even be able to go look at it at the end of this video. But if we go ahead and look here at what the NAM3KM is going to be looking at, we do have some flooding rains already ongoing in portions of Oklahoma, and it just does not look like it is going to stop. And we're going to be looking for those embedded supercells in our line today. And if we go and pull up surface-based CAPE here on the NAM3KM, we are going to see that we are going to have that instability return. And it is going to bring that potential for damaging winds, large hail, and even a few tornadoes. If we go ahead and move on to the significant tornado parameter, we will see that we are going to get the chance for a few tornadoes today. And it may even be on the localized higher end back here in parts of North Texas and southeastern Oklahoma. So it is something that we are watching extremely closely, and it may prompt a live stream. So make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on. Now, I have gone ahead and zoomed out the NAM3KM CONUS, but it does not seem to want to be loading right now. It is very rainy today. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get these all to load. We can go ahead and take a look at the WPC forecast if I could get them to load, and it is not looking like I'm going to be able to. So we are going to give it a second to load and see if we can get it, but I'm not entirely sure we are going to be able to. Please just bear with me, as it does seem okay. So they are starting to load now. I don't know if the models are going to load yet. Models seem to be taking a bit longer. So we are going to go and take a look, but we are going to look at the WPC forecast first. So you can tell here that we do have a moderate risk of excessive rainfall in play for today, as this is something that we are watching closely too, because we are going to be seeing rain on top of rain, like I've already said. So watching it very closely, as the number one cause of deaths in severe weather is excessive rainfall. So you cannot mess with this. Or I should say it is flooding from excessive rainfall. And here, this is just over the next 2 days. We are going to be seeing some places get around 3 inches there in North Texas. So do not mess around with this stuff. It is a very dangerous thing. Turn around and do not drown. Here we do have the NAM3KM CONUS pulled up on the national view. And as you can tell, we are going to be watching tomorrow more of a linear threat, but it is very disorganized for a setup. So we're watching it closely on what could happen, but I don't think it will be a big day tomorrow. If I go ahead and pull up surface-based CAPE, and we go ahead and look, there's not that much instability for tomorrow. So it's not something that we are too concerned about. We'll definitely keep an eye on it for you here, and if anything big changes, I will update you. But here, looking at the significant tornado parameter, we are going to tell that there is going to be the chance for a brief spin up. And crazy enough, back here in Pennsylvania and New York, that is actually where we do look to have our highest significant tornado parameter values. So we are watching that extremely closely, and we may even get a small 2% risk across this area for tomorrow. I hope you guys all did enjoy today's video. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.